a game.
And that's what Lego wants us to do, technically.
Technically.
They want us to play. All of us are going to croak one day, right? So for me, what are my kids going to do with all this Lego?
For the boys.
For the boys?
Or for the boys.
For the boys.
I'm not going to say YouTube's unfair.
No, YouTube's unfair.
YouTube's unfair.
It can be.
It can be a little brutal.
TikTok, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens there.
I've lost hope.
I gave up. I think it's going to shut down soon. Whatever.
I think we can only hope. One can hope.
I mean, yeah. Something else will pop up. Is this something that you want to do forever?
I wouldn't do this if I wasn't happy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy it. And, like, what I enjoy most is the people.
Yeah.
Like, we would have never crossed paths.
Never. Someone like me can't Lego invest because where am I going to put all of it?
Sure.
And is it worth me selling it for 20, 30% more, holding it for years, taking up space that I could use in other
Probably
things?
not.
That means is the Lego community shrinking.
And I had this conversation with my wife earlier.
So by the time this video airs,
It'll be 100%.
it's done. Right? So you care if this is the shot?
Do you know?
Awesome.
I feel like I have that.
Come along, wish I used to
Cheers.
cheers. Right to where coffee time is every time I sign a native on the grind. Keep it family.
All right, man. Thank you, Crystal, for letting me come to your pad and invade your empty space.
It's a little empty, right? But not for long.
Just a tad. I mean, you do have the Venator behind you. I mean, I did place this just so I could see the Venator. I don't even have mine built. Mine's still in a box.
I have a story about the Venator. It arrived 3 days before my wedding. And I said, I know what that is. This is not public, right? Do I go for it? And I did.
Your fiance at the time allowed you to spend all that time before your wedding to build a Lego set.
I wish I could phone a friend and see what her response is to
To
this.
be a fly on that wall. Oh, okay. So, let's kind of dissect that a little bit. Having a spouse, right? I mean, is she into Lego whatsoever?
I'm very surprised, but she will sit down and build some Lego with me or even like help me build.
Is that because you like Lego or because she likes doing it?
Because I like Lego.
So if you didn't give a crap about Lego, she would pay it no mind.
Probably no mind at all. Maybe like your standard couple, they're like, oh, what's a cute date idea? They look something up on TikTok and what do? They find a Lego video like, oh, let's go buy and build a Lego. But that's beside the point. Like she builds Lego with me.
That's cool. My wife doesn't.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. My uncle says that all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like he goes, I never had that. And he goes, that's incredible. That, like she enjoys your hobby with you, but she enjoys spending time with me.
I think that's more the case that she wants to do something that involves whatever you're doing. And she knows that you love it. So she's happy to be involved in what you love. Is there something like that for her that you take part in? No, there isn't. Oh, you selfish bastard.
Call it selfish.
There isn't. I was right.
There isn't. There really isn't. I feel like my hobbies are her hobbies. That's the truth.
To be fair, my wife doesn't have anything right now either.
Reader.
Does
she read?
No, she doesn't read it. Our life is primarily our children right now.
Okay, that's
right?
fair.
And before we had kids, we were both dancers for a while, and I stopped dancing when I joined the military. I mean, every now and then I'll do something, some little things here or there. But she kind of continued. Like she took classes every now and then. She was a part of a pole dancing company, like an actual pole, like strippers.
Yeah.
But not strippers. She's not getting naked for people.
Sure.
But it's more like Circus Slay type of stuff. Like you're twirling around, doing really
for entertainment
stuff. Yeah. So her crew was on America's Best Dance Crew on MTV a while back. So for reference, if anyone wants to look up that, then you'll figure out what my wife does or did at the time. She wasn't on the show, but she was a part of that crew. So the pole was something that she loved to do. And dancing was a big thing for her until we had kids. And then that kind of took a lot of the energy out from going out and doing stuff like that. But for right now, it's Zumba, which cool. That's something. You want to do Zumba? Like I'll rein in my hobbies because my hobbies are obviously Lego. Second one's video creation, content creating. And then the third one's my motorcycle, which I've been doing forever. My motorcycle club, the community around that. And she's always been supportive and allowed me to pretty much do whatever I want. And all these things have always been a good mental escape from all my problems in life. So she wants me to keep myself occupied. That's like the main
She
key.
gives you your freedom.
Yeah, she gives me my freedom.
You can relax.
And I feel like she's sacrificed her own freedom because she's been taking care of the kids. So the past, year and a half, 2 years, I've been kind of pushing her, look, find something, anything, read books, sew sweaters, like go exercise or whatever you want to do. And she's just hasn't found that thing as of yet. And being involved in my other communities, like the motorcycle community, I don't want her involved anymore. Like before she was, But now that we have kids, I don't want both of us to be on the back of a motorcycle at a given time. Maybe when we're older, when the kids are flying away, doing their own things. If something happens, if something happens to us when we're both on the bike, it's kind of bad.
That's terrible.
So yeah, so we're never on the bike together anymore. So I don't bring her around like the motorcycle community. Plus that's a very aggressive one nowadays. So I don't want her around. As far as Lego, like I want her to be involved, but it's just not her thing. Like the kids love to be in it and she'll build with the kids, but she just doesn't find it interesting to her. And every now and then she will. But I mean, to be fair, a couple months ago, she did buy her own Lego set and she built it and put it in the office.
Well, that's a start.
What's that? It was the boot flower.
Oh, well, that botanical collection.
Flower. It's the can flower.
The can flower?
Yeah, the can flower, yeah.
The creator one.
That one, yeah.
That one's cool.
So she built that one and then she bought the boot one too. Or she got another one to build the boot. I think it's like a 3 in 1. So
yep.
So she has 2 of them, and they're in the office. And then we technically work for the same company, so she has taken a bunch. She has her own like huge office because she's up there. She's a breadwinner in our family. So but then she goes to my cubicle and takes my flowers, which I have with all the botanicals. So one day I came over came to my cubicle, and I'm like, did I get taxed? Where's my Lego? And she didn't even tell me. I'm like, and I just kind of kept to myself. I'm like, maybe this is bad. I shouldn't have brought all this Lego in here. And then she came and was like, I took the flowers. I'm like, oh, okay. So I went to go buy more. So, but yeah, so it's cool to see that your wife, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Shares in your own passion.
And I wouldn't say it's like, it's not the passion for Lego for her side. It's the time spending with me. Mm-hmm. And I greatly appreciate it. I know I'm super fortunate.
Very.
But I am so in love with my wife. I really am.
I hope so. You married her.
I am. And like, I feel like that's just another reason that shows it, right? Mm-hmm. Like I spend time with her. We're doing something we both like. I mean, she likes spending time with me and we build Lego. It's like one of the sacrifices. Like it doesn't matter. It's a pastime now. It's a pastime. Yeah. And it's enjoyable because we just like, we don't really talk about the Lego. We're like, oh, that's a cool minifig or that. We just talk about other things like life things and just plans.
It's just a meeting that's going on between you to keep you guys like physically occupied, but your mind is wherever you guys are tuned to.
That's exactly it. Now, one of her hobbies, I would say, is reading.
Okay. Do you read?
I do.
Okay. All right. Never mind. So what do you read? I
read business.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
That's so makes sense.
I should have made you guess first.
I should have. I was going to put something like investing or something like that.
that was an easy answer.
Lately, I've only been reading one thing or one kind of thing. You've ever heard of Warhammer 40K?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. So I was really into that as a kid. I used to paint my own armies. I had 3 different ones. It's funny because like every time I post something with my armies, right? Any of them, whether it's the clones, it's the castles, I always get those like 10 or 20 comments, especially if it's a short. And they're like, oh, this guy would love 40K. You ever heard of 40K? Yep. Why don't you just get 40K? And I'm like, oh yeah, I've had a Space Marine army, Sisters of Battle army, I have Eldar, blah, 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 blah. And I won't even say it like that. I'll actually call them by denominations, like that the Astartes, like that the Sororitas. Like I would actually say it like that. And they're like, oh, just kidding. But like, I got out of it because it costs a lot of money and I kind of lost it all and I don't want to get back into it. But I still read the lore. So the things that I read is all that, and that lore spans for days, way more than Star Wars.
It's a dark path.
It's a dark path, it doesn't stop. And it's at least, and there were some hiccups lately, but for the most part, it's been very enjoyable for most people.
That's interesting.
My wife can't stand it.
I mean, it's borderline a little geeky, right?
No, it's total geeky, dude.
But I respect
geeky.
that.
Yeah.
My cousin.
What we're doing. This is total geeky.
Yeah, I know. I mean, to be fair, right?
Yeah.
My cousin, who I visit in Greece often, that's all he does. So when he found out like I was into Lego, he's like, "Oh my God, like you're almost on the right path. Like almost on the right path. Come to 40K." But he does compete like in the world. Wow. In the world. Like,
how does he paint? Is it good?
Real good.
Yeah. What does he play? Do you know?
I don't remember. I will have to show you some pictures.
Yeah, you got to show me. That world is very similar to Lego. Fair. Like we have a problem with our backlog, right? We buy sets and they just accumulate in that room like you have over there.
Yep.
Right? They do the same thing. They'll buy kits over and over and they'll have like what they call as I think the gray pile of shame. So they have all these bits not painted, unpainted, and just kind of sit there. And then they keep buying more because, like Lego, a lot of the stuff that comes out is limited. It doesn't keep going. They update, they change them out, new lore, new rules, all that kind of stuff. And the game changes. It's never the same. It doesn't, I think they're on 10, 11, 12 editions at this point. I don't know.
Yes,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Crazy.
Yeah. And when I started, it was 3. That's a money pit on its own, just like ours. And then just like ours, they run out of space.
Yes.
Like, where do they put all this stuff?
Yes.
So the similarities between both of them it's pretty funny. Even watching the YouTube drama between them, it's pretty funny because it's exactly what we complain about us and Lego, them with Games Workshop or Warhammer, with each other. What army's better, what theme is better. It's just hilarious.
It is.
The similarities.
I like the aspect of like that they can game with each other though,
Mhm.
because it's not just a collectible thing,
Yeah.
right? Like it's actually
play.
interactive, right? You can play. It's a game
And that's what Lego wants us to do, technically.
technically.
They want us to play. And a lot of adults just build.
It's
Yeah.
This is more on the interactive. Like, hey, Shot, let's meet up. Let's battle it out. Spend hours. I like that. It's different.
Have you seen any of the role-playing games in the Lego community?
I have not,
Aside from D&D?
aside from D&D.
I know Brickmania has one. It's called Micro Brick Battle. So it works just like Warhammer. Like they have little micro tanks, micro planes and jets and little, soldiers running around and, there's dice and movement, just like Warhammer. Someone out there did something like D&D / Warhammer 40K, where you have like these little squads and they're running through towns. Like we all have towns and cities. It's so easy to kind of just create some rules that you can kind of run around. Like D&D, like you can do that all day, every day.
It. Have you heard the game Risk?
Yes.
Okay. So way back when I was very little, my uncle made, it was about, I think it was 12 foot by 10 foot, a Risk board, and had all these different like factions, and we would play. You just had, that was it. It was like the board game Risk, but it was Lego. Like it was.
Oh, cool. He did it Lego. Okay. I was like,
I'm sorry. I was getting to that. It was all Lego making.
Okay.
And he definitely had the army to show for it to like pick. He always had to have Spartans, him.
Of course.
Of course. But that felt like that genre, right? Like that board game feel. And that was, for me, it was the only experience ever like in a board game is like ascension of battling it out with Lego.
Talk about your uncle right quick.
Yeah.
That massive army, what does he do with that?
Right now,
It's
just in boxes.
So he's like the true AFOL. Like he accumulates this huge, massive thing who can't stop. I know you kind of mentioned it at CBC, like Calibrate Click a while back. He'll just buy a same set over and over again and build it as he's traveling.
Yeah.
And then and out of nowhere, he has an army of it. And then like, it just doesn't stop. Like, well, is it an addiction for him? Is it like, what is it? Is it because it looks cool? Or is he a true army builder, or is there a problem?
No, I don't even think there's a problem. It's just, he enjoys it. Like it doesn't like phase him that there's a limit or like there's too much. That does not exist. Right. Like he just wants to build. Like he enjoys building so much.
So why the same thing over and over again?
It doesn't matter. Well, he watches like Star Wars films and shows and like the movies, right?
Okay.
And he thinks it's so cool to see like the clone armies. And
no, it's totally dope.
It totally is cool. But I don't think his goal is to be like, oh, I'm going to make it exactly like the movie. It's just like at no point he will never have enough. Like he just enjoys it. He always says like, life is short. I enjoy doing this. Why stop?
So what's he doing with it after?
I don't know. We've never discussed it.
Is it in a will somewhere? Like, what is it going to be donated? What's going to happen to all that Lego?
There was a thought for the right price he would sell it, but I don't even foresee that happening. Like he doesn't really have a desire to.
Yeah,
there's a price for that.
Of course. So shout out to A-Full Podcast, but they were talking about you know who they are, Jabbo or Brixar,
yes,
Bricktrans.
Yes.
So they were talking about on their show a while back. Because I'm saying a while back because I don't know when this is being released, about, you see Brixar's collection. It's massive. He mentions like when he actually commits to getting something like one of everything in a wave or one of everything in a theme, he finally gets it. And then what? He just kind of puts it away, right? And then he goes on to the next thing. So it's really the drive to collect it all, like Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then what?
Got to catch them all.
Yeah. And then you put it away. You look at it all together and you're like, cool. And then you kind of put it away. So what happens? Because all of us are going to croak one day, right? So for me, what are my kids going to do with all this Lego?
Sure.
Like they're not into it as much as I am, at least right now. It becomes a burden to get rid of it. And yes, that Venator is going to be worth a lot of money one day, but you're really just kind of waiting for that one right person to come through and buy it for what you think it's worth.
Right. And that probably doesn't exist.
No.
Especially putting a burden on your kids, for example, right? It does not exist.
And that's why BAMs are becoming so thin. But a lot of people like to hit on the BAMs because they're so, they only, you're getting ripped off, blah, blah, blah. they're holding until they find that right person, and they got overhead to pay for. So that's why they have to charge you that much.
Yeah.
Because they got to make money of it. They're not going to buy it at full price to sell it for $1 more.
Yeah, it's not
It
going to
makes no
happen.
sense. They're not going to stay in business. You know, is it easier for them to just dump it into a bricks and minifigs, or auction, or having a company like auction all one by one?
Right.
But it becomes a problem. You got to think about like what happens to this after. So my own kids are like, Daddy, when you die, I'm like, oh, dude, you are 7. You can chill, right? But I can have all this, right? I'm like, well, yeah, it's your problem.
Yeah.
If it's because you said that, this is your problem. You're gonna have to deal with this.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Right?
Though. At least they're thinking about that.
I know that's kind of messed up, though,
but,
because they want me to croak so they can get the stuff that I have. Yeah, right. It's so mean, but it's something to think about. That's why I was kind of curious, like, because you've definitely made a lot of content
sure
off of his stuff.
Love it.
I don't blame you. I would use whatever is at my disposal to be able to do that.
I think we're on our last live stream together, and you're like, you need to do more.
Yeah, you should.
And I really haven't. I haven't, and I need to. And that's, again, meeting with you, I'm like, oh, I definitely, like, it's wanted, right? It's wanted content. People want to see more.
Especially that city. That city's massive.
It's impressive. Like, it's my basement right now, but probably a little bit bigger.
Okay, so your basement, though. Okay. Congratulations on this home again.
Thank you.
And then, I'm very happy for you. I know it's kind of empty all over the place, but it's very lovely. I love the neighborhood. I love, oh my God, the square footage and what is it, like an acre, half an acre?
Yeah, it's just a little under an acre.
Oh, dude. And home, where I'm from, this is like $3 million. Easy. Easy.
Safe to say I paid a fraction of that.
Oh, you paid way less than a fraction of that. Oh man, like you probably pay the same amount as I have on my house, which is only 1,400 square feet.
That's crazy.
4 bedrooms. It's tiny, but it's in LA.
But it's in LA.
Yeah, and it's not nowhere. It looks just as good as this.
That's crazy.
It has character. Oh, screw that. I want a cookie cutter house that's brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah, I want a brand new house.
This is brand new.
My house was made in 1945.
See,
or 35, somewhere around there.
Go brand new.
And we've been fixing everything, just getting everything up to code.
I can't do that.
It's so annoying.
It's at some point you have to like outweigh the challenges, right? Like, is fixing this, is it just worthwhile to go
just buy it straight
buy
up?
it new, right?
I mean, to be fair, we bought it low.
Sure.
So now we can sell it for more.
Yeah.
But it's such we just spent $12,000 right now redoing a bathroom.
That's pretty good for.
It's not that, but the bathroom's not big.
Okay.
It's not like this huge bathroom with a tub and a shower.
Yeah.
No, it's just
a
like,
half.
It's like, not even, it's a regular bathroom. It's just not huge. It's like half of this little square or rectangle.
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, what do you plan to do here?
Oh man, like it's like starting a blank canvas. I'm not into art, like painting myself. I love art, but it's looking at a blank canvas. Like, what do I do? Of course, I want the YouTube studio, right? The dream setup, having wall to, from floor to ceiling and Lego displays. I feel like that's the backdrop we all aspire. And just like having your prize collection, right? Like in every single video behind you. That's going to happen in one of the portions over there. Obviously, you can't see it on camera.
Right there.
Right there, Chad. Right over there. That's
not live, man.
Oh, wait. Also, right behind me, it'll be a plaque. It'll say 100,000.
For the boys.
For the boys. I will make a sign that says for the boys. It only feels. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
It only feels right. But that's like
I'm
one
just
of my
keep
things.
saying it just so it helps me.
We can say it all chat.
Cool. We're not live, dude. Why do you keep saying in chat? It's a pre-recording.
I don't know why.
I'm just so used to it.
I'm so used to it. It's for the boys. Come on. It's for the boys.
Just keep saying for the boys. We just say it for like 10 seconds straight. For the boys.
But sometimes you got to say for the boys.
For the boys.
Or for the boys.
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 Like for the boys?
For the boys.
For the boys.
For the boys.
Yes.
I like it.
That was dope.
That was good.
I hope that works. If that pulls up 4 years from now.
Hey, March 2025. Just get the video out before then.
That's so stupid.
Hey, it works, right? What works.
Right? How far did that get you up?
Probably around 30K.
Dude.
Yeah.
From a video that he had no idea that was going to happen.
No idea.
And then just kind of blew up.
Well, I'm not going to say YouTube's unfair.
No, YouTube's unfair.
YouTube's unfair.
It can be.
It can be a little brutal. But like TikTok, some of those videos have done tens of millions of views multiple times 3 years ago.
That's true.
Why hasn't that got even like 100,000 on YouTube? Same video, same content, or even mixed up a little bit.
I mean, we can argue so many ways, right? We can talk about, the audience. We can talk about what time you're posting it. You can talk about the content and how you're doing it, right? Because the audience and all of them are different. We can argue that all day, but like, why?
But why? But
Yeah.
like in such big numbers, I feel like the best I was doing was like, I know I hate to talk numbers on this, but like
No, do it.
10,000 views or something like on that. And meanwhile, you're sitting on TikTok with like 15 million views on the same video. It's like, how does that math?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm in that same boat. I have stuff on TikTok that explode, that tank both on Instagram and Shorts. I have stuff on Shorts and or Instagram that do the opposite thing. They'll do way better, but the other ones tank. So it really just depends. I think it has to do with sharing, because in Shorts you can't really share much. You know what I mean? Whereas in Instagram you're able to save and share as a story or whatever. And I think because of those extra views from stories, it kind of trends up and it kind of feeds that algorithm. Whereas in YouTube, it's like you're it's a different type of metric, right? You're waiting on retention rate. You're waiting on likes or not. All you work that's what that's what that's focusing on. So I feel like the way that they're measuring each video are totally different, which then impacts it all. Because I know for me, when I do something for BAM on YouTube, tanks. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like they'll just, if the most they can do with it is like, oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, right? On Instagram, no, those people that work in that store will each share it. And that's 6 people sharing the video versus immediately. So that's whether they have 5 people on there that's following their own Instagram, whether they have 100 people following their Instagram, whether they have 1,000 people. It really doesn't matter, because the people who have like 100 people that are following them, all 100 people are watching the damn story.
Exactly.
Right? Versus, people that have like tens of thousands, you'll get like a quarter of that at the most, right? But still, that's still people feeding into that algorithm,
right?
Which then pushes that video on Instagram. Now, TikTok, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know what happens there.
I've lost hope.
I gave up. I think it's going to shut down soon. Whatever.
I think we can only hope. One can hope.
I mean, something else will pop up. But I mean, I thought that would be shut down by now, honestly.
I think it was September is what the bill was passed.
Okay. So they have until September to have someone buy out, which doesn't look like is the case.
No, I don't think so.
So what's going to happen to all these people that got TikTok? Only.
See ya. Should have made a move forward.
Everyone that I've seen on there at least has some foothold in one or the other two. They're just not focusing.
They kind of had to.
Yeah.
They kind of had to. Now, going back to YouTube Shorts there, I feel like I've noticed one thing that
For the boys,
that really made it different. Remixes. People using the audio.
Oh, yes.
That, I've never seen anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, how many videos can you make that people would use your audio, right? It's something to think about.
It has to be, well, I mean, you're very intentional with what you have to put out there that makes it, like for like a good one is a song, right?
Right.
You like the duets and stuff like that. So you sing one part of a song and then obviously you're leaving the other parts playing for someone else to sing it. And that's how you create these cool little remixes of back and forth. So that makes sense. But how do you do that with Lego, right?
Well, that's the dilemma, right?
For me, I've seen success because I had a few viral videos. And yes, I feel like they're empty subscribers. I don't give a shit.
I don't care.
Honestly, I don't care. It gets me closer to, to 100K. Plaque. Give me that plaque.
For the boys.
For the boys. Once in a while, I'll see someone, especially when I mention that like empty subscribers somewhere, like even on this podcast, right? When I was trying to get with Josh, we're trying to at least make him do one. Someone commented, I found this because of the shorts.
That's a win.
It's more views, although a lot of it's empty. But those people would not have followed you or even found you without it.
Yeah.
So it in a way, it's like, well, if you don't do it, then those people wouldn't have found you anyways. Yeah. So you're just making it harder on yourself.
Yeah. Now, is there a point, and this is like probably a really good question. Is there a point where Shorts hurts you? And I feel like you've talked about it with other creators and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it hurts you if you have, 1 million subs on YouTube, but you can't tick, 10,000 views?
Yeah, I mean, because obviously your retention rate for your stuff is low.
Very low.
But what I see out there, right, because I've found a lot of creators in other spaces, like, dancing, Mr. BC type stuff, in very different things. And all the big ones over millions of followers, a lot of them do well in shorts. And it makes sense. Like, that's why they're that big, is because they do shorts, right? Yeah. But then you see them holding the pink or gold, plaque. And you're like, that's cool.
I'll keep my mouth shut. Right?
Shut up. But then, over a while, you learn how to make a good short, right? And then you apply that to a longer format, because what does shorts teach you? you have this much.
Yeah.
You have this much to be able to keep the audience from not like swiping.
Yeah.
So if you're able to do that and apply it to a long format, then you might actually do pretty well. And or you have an audience of 5 million people and your videos are at 500,000 people watching. That's still pretty good.
That's great.
Right? You're still making money off of that.
Yeah.
Versus not doing shorts and making no money off of that because no one saw it.
No one saw it, right?
So I don't know. Like every large creator that I follow from shorts all do decent with their long form.
Yeah.
Yes, they do focus on shorts, but they venture into other things too. And there is an audience for that. So
it's a way in.
Yeah, I mean, I do that. Like I found a lot of people do shorts, and then I watch their shorts, but I'm more inclined to watch what they're really posting when they post them. So, but that's me though. I can't speak for everyone else. A lot of people just live, they dead scroll, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So,
do you feel like a lot of the audience is like the dead scrolling? Or do you feel like, you do?
I feel it. But honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like this isn't my job. Like I don't give a about my numbers in the end of the day. Like, my focus is my kids, my family, my actual job. This is just another, like I said, I'm getting another hobby.
Yeah.
Like content creation is another hobby. And
I love that.
Unfortunately for me, I don't have the time to wait. And when I make a video, it takes long. A lot of people take long making a video. It's like 40 or 80 hours to do a video. I miss out on that endorphin rush, and that's what I need to continue with this. I need that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here enjoying what I do. So shorts or reels, mainly reels, and they're the same, one and the same. At least for me.
Yeah, they're both short.
They're both short. It at least fills that gap, because even one of my shorts, they're not 5 seconds. I don't do them in 5 seconds. It takes me a couple hours.
Yeah,
if not that. And then just for like a 15-second video, a couple hours, that's waste my time and a lot of people, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the process. And when I post it, whether it succeeds or not, I don't care. I got my satisfaction. I got my rush.
Because you could look back on it, like from a year from now, you go and rewatch that video. You're like, I put that much time into it. I liked the video. I made it. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
So you're still fulfilled even later on.
Very.
Let alone from that moment forward.
Exactly. So it's just like it's it's just like when you make a drawing, right? Whether it's a huge painting that you spent months, years on, versus like a quick sketch of a flower that you really appreciate because you drew it at that one time. Yeah. You're still going to appreciate the flower. You're not going to be like, rip. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a nice flower.
It depends on the flower. Right?
It depends on the flower. Well, I mean, like you drew a flower and you gave it to somebody next to you. Yeah. I think that's still worth a lot.
Sure.
Right. In the end, it really just comes down to what you're showing. But honestly, like all the big creators do it. I don't see any of the large creators like, beast down say shorts are horrible. Right. They just say, yeah, there's a different audience for it. But, occasionally you might get a little, rollover. But why not?
But why not? Yeah, they still do it, right? Yeah, if they weren't doing it, then
if they weren't doing it, then okay, I guess there might be a problem. And they've been admitted themselves, like, yeah, we don't know if this works, but we're doing it anyways. Right. Because you never know what's going to happen. Exactly. And like I've had things on YouTube, on Instagram just blow up for no reason. Like a year later, I'm like, what the? Yeah. Like this was doing horrible. And what I've noticed, at least for me, that my underperforming videos, especially if it's the latest one that didn't perform as what I wanted to go, it'll slowly just tick. Because I did what Mr. B says. Like he just, whatever his latest video is, all his shorts, all of them, even the ones he did way before, they all link to his new one. Yeah. Yeah. So
go back and watch.
Go back. Yeah. So he just, he has a person just going back to all his videos, all of his shorts, links it to the new one. And then people that just kind of promotes it. And I've noticed that, out of the 50, 60,000 people that watch this short, 100 people watch the video. It's 100 more people that watch the video.
Yeah, that's it.
Otherwise, it's dead. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I couldn't agree more. Right? It's interesting. I love shorts, and it's like it's a fun way to do different content and like fill in the gap there, because it does take a while to do long form videos, and sometimes you just get burnt. Yeah. Right. And it's like, okay, I can make it short. Right. Like what Lego package I got coming into.
Wow, you're one of those. Well, I mean, to be fair, okay, look, going to that, let's we're not going to dive too hard into land. At least I'm not attempting to. But there's a lot of hate on that, right? Oh, you're just showing it all. You're not even making a review. Yeah. You're just opening the package. But nowhere in there in your rules says that you can't do that. You don't even have to review the set to begin with.
That's true.
You can do whatever you want. You could throw it off a house if you really wanted to do that.
You'd probably get a lot of hate for that.
You probably get a lot of hate, but you could primarily you don't have to review the set.
But you could do that, right?
You could do it.
And I always feel that questionnaire, like all they do is just show off the set, right? Well, it's like, well, we're also revealing the set. Maybe like I enjoy revealing a Lego set. You know, maybe I take joy in that. And I've seen other creators do it from the Lego Ambassador Network. And I like it. You know, it's different. I mean, it's not different.
It also, like, because you have to do reports on these, right?
Yeah.
So then it also inflates how well you're performing, because you're doing one short with opening it, then you do another one more long form about revealing it, and then now you can add those numbers together, right? And then you'd be like, okay, so that it kind of makes you look better versus just doing the review on its own, competing with Tiago.
Absolutely. And especially like I consider myself a small creator, right? A small influencer. You know, I can't compete with some of the numbers these large creators are getting, right? It's just nowhere near it. So
I mean, they're getting it first anyways.
Well, yeah. Fair.
Sorry. I had to hit it out there. What?
For the boys.
It's happened. It's for the boys.
It's for the boys. But as I'm saying, like, man, it's tough. I can't compete with numbers. And, you know, numbers are numbers. But what do? I make another video. I make one unveiling it. Hopefully that one pops off a little bit. I can't dictate that. But also I do a review. And it seems to be working. And like, I thoroughly enjoy doing both.
As long as it makes you happy.
That's it.
And you're good, right? And is this something that you want to do forever?
I wouldn't do this if I wasn't happy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy it. And like, what I enjoy most is the people.
Yeah.
Like, we would have never crossed paths.
Never.
Never ever.
There's no reason for me to be in this state, in this area.
Of all this state. Like, what is the work now?
When I was driving around, I'm like, what am I doing here? I mean, it's nice. This little area is nice. Where you live is nice. But I'm like, I would have never come here in a million years.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have never happened. That's what I love most.
Yes.
I left like a community. I'll call it a community into Lego. Like I had a whole portion of my life lead up to like one point. And then from there, Lego fulfilled, like it just filled it up. And like, what kept me here was the people. It wasn't so much the product.
Yeah. I totally understand that.
It was a loving community. And like it feels home.
Oh, that's cute. For the boys?
For the boys. For the boys.
For the boys. No, I totally agree. The community aspect of the Lego space is amazing. That's why I love being here. And like, again, with the MC world, very negative. I always have to watch my back here. I don't really. I mean, yeah, I don't trust everybody, but like,
well, sure, right?
It's open. I could be very open with a lot of people and not have to worry about anyone stealing my $400,000 mark on the table. Yeah. Right? I don't have to worry about that.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't put $400,000 on the floor, but you know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah.
It's a very trusting community. And that's one of the things I liked about the most. Especially when one of my first times at Broker, I was like, these people just like, they leave all their mocks here?
I was one of those people.
That's crazy.
I was scared.
Yeah. I mean, at one point you think like, oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah. All the time. Well, I mean, my first time, right? So last year was my first time bringing a mock. And it wasn't just a little mock, it was my army.
Yeah.
And, you know, on the floor at that time was just over, 10 grand worth of stuff. The figs on their own, which are now worth double because the bricks on, PAB just doubled up in price.
Doubled like everything.
And then the castle, you add on how much that castle cost. Yeah, I'm looking at 10 grand at the time. Now it's about maybe 12, 13. Thinking about that. And it's very easy for little sticky hands to be like, boop, and I wouldn't even
just
notice.
Like one minifigure, right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even notice.
Did you count them?
Well, I can easily look at it and be like, yeah, it's gone. But yeah, I counted it. Well, I mean, because I have very specific formations. I can tell the number of it. Yeah.
That was the right answer. That was a trick question. Like, I feel like I knew the answer.
So, yeah. But in the beginning, I was like, I didn't want to leave. Like, I wanted to, just hover around and make sure no one touches it. When I still did that, I still kind of watched and observed. And for the most part, it was very respectful.
Yeah.
And this is coming from the public side. No one had any malicious intent.
Yeah.
No one even attempted, not even a little kid. Like they were just like, ooh, picture. Yeah. And that was pretty much it. In the motorcycle community, I could leave a glove out and someone will text the glove.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's like
different community.
Different community.
Now, if you had 10 Cloud City Boba Fetts,
I would never even put one.
Is that just like
that's just stupid.
That's just too far.
Yeah, not for the boys.
Not for the
boys.
So there is a limit.
There is a limit. 10 Cloud City Boba Fetts.
So there is a limit of trust.
I mean,
so
I wouldn't do
like
it.
6 Cloud City Boba Fetts.
Oh, 0. I'll put a fake one. I mean, look, I wouldn't put I'll put the slave one, the first one. Yeah. I think that's what I'll put. But the Cloud City Boba Fett, I mean, as an outsider looking at that set, right? The Cloud City set, it's not a great set in my opinion.
No, I don't think so.
a set, right? And then you look at
The box was beautiful though.
sure
For the era. Like it was
Fine.
a gorgeous box.
the gorgeous box, but even Jabbo himself remembers seeing that on the shelf just sitting there.
Yeah.
When it was out, like nobody bought that set.
Yeah.
It was just kind of sitting there, and now he regrets it.
Roy, absolutely everyone would say that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm pretty sure my uncle had bought it on clearance.
Where is it?
It was built,
And then
sitting in a box.
so now it's currently sitting in a box.
Yeah.
So he has a $8,000 minifigure, $6,000 minifigure, $10,000 set just sitting in a box.
Yeah.
Which shows that you can have something that expensive, but what do you do with it?
Well, right. And this is the other thing. He didn't know, either did I, how expensive it was. Life Bricks, Tyler from Life Bricks.
Yeah.
We went over to my uncle's. I brought him over there to show off the collection a little bit and just kind of hang out. And he goes, "Do you know what this is?" I go, "It's Star Wars set."
Star Wars. It's for the boys.
For the boys, He goes, "That's a, at the time it was like $2,000, $2,500 minifig. It's gone crazy in price since then, right?" And he goes, "Really?" It's sitting in a drawer, like in a drawer with the rest of the minifigs, just like
All getting scratched up.
you call it that, but like they're not moving. So is it really?
Yeah, fine,
It's
yeah.
just sitting there.
So where's it now? Is it still in that same drawer?
That Boba Fett is sitting in his like raceway mock in the podium stands.
I think that's a disservice to that fig.
Well, to be fair, it's all clone troopers and like
And he's the only one.
yeah,
Okay, that's kind of a flex.
yeah.
Not gonna lie.
And he there's a custom Trump minifig and it's a Boba Fett
Yeah.
him.
Ah,
I think there's a video on it somewhere.
I think that sounds vaguely familiar doing a walkthrough of your city.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems vaguely familiar.
I'm not very political, but
I don't
yeah,
care. Yeah, I like again, when I was saying before we even talked about like the military, a lot of us aren't.
I'm not.
Yeah,
so
we don't get like
I don't care.
both sides send us to war. One's just loud about it and the other one isn't.
Exactly.
So what is he gonna do with that?
No, it's never gone up. What do you do with it? I feel like that's a better question. Like, what do you like? Do you
Exactly, right?
Like, and say you did want to sell it. What do you ask for? $1 million?
No one's gonna buy for $1
Who's
million.
gonna buy that?
So, we all saw how much Ryan sold Cloud City off of his whatnot, about just over 10K,
Yeah.
which then elevated the price of that set to 10K. That's what it is. And then my local Bricks minifigs, or one of them now in Pasadena, had a pristine looking Boba Fett. And I posted a photo of it, freaking everybody out that I was going to spend $6,000, which is what they were asking for that set. So if it's sold for 10K, $6,000 is a steal with a better box.
When you compare it to that, it's a no-brainer, right?
It's no brainer. But okay, now let's say you bought that $6,000 as an investor.
As an investor.
You saw the potential in that. How long do you think you can hold on to that set before you want to sell it? Or can you find someone to buy it? Who has money to drop $6,000? That's a car.
That is a car.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
that is a lot of money.
The answer has got to be like an avid collector or someone who could buy it and be like, I'm going to sit on it and sell it for more later on.
Mhm.
And the cycle continues and repeats, rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah, but how long do you have to wait for that? And how long are you willing to wait for that? So when I look at Lego investing, right, I'm like to myself, man, is it worth it? Because you need a space like this. So someone like me can't Lego invest because where am I going to put all of it?
Sure.
And is it worth me selling it for 20, 30% more, holding it for years, taking up space that I could use in other
Probably
things?
not.
No, it's not.
Definitely not. Even that side of things, I question it, right?
Mhm.
I feel like my bread and butter when I was doing the Lego investment, like harder than what I am right now, was finding like the clearance sets.
Yeah.
Find clearance, either Robinhood, buy it low, sell it at
Sell
retail, or just whatever it
Oh,
is.
sell at retail.
Yeah, even that, right?
Yeah.
Like you were still able to be profitable. You're just basically costing time, which
Mhm.
is most limited now.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, your channel, you focus a lot on investment, right? You look at Lego as an investment in places as obviously enjoyment as well. But when you look at Lego investments, or Lego investment channels, that's all I care about.
That's all I
is
care
Lego
about.
investments. You obviously have a little bit.
I have a
of
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
I'm not super saturated in it. I love it, but I mostly love finding Lego for deals. Like Lego's an expensive hobby, and this was. And
I see your Amazon links and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an expensive hobby. So if someone's looking for that set and they were contemplating on buying it at retail, and then they come across my channel and see it on sale, they're like, oh, well, this just makes sense, right? Like
Mhm.
I was going to get it anyways. This guy just saved me $10, $15, $20.
And then you got a subscriber off of that.
That too.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Right. My like original love was helping people like find and buy Lego for cheaper than what it was.
Mhm.
And truthfulness, that's my contribution in the Lego Ambassador Network. That is my application in the Just.
So how when you look at when I was talking to some BAM owners, right? I asked some of them like, what are you seeing come in? Like what do you are you oversaturated with specific sets? And some were like, yeah, the era during COVID, we're getting those sets in because a lot of people who are buying sets during those times don't want them anymore.
They don't want them anymore.
Yeah. So now we're seeing, which is funny when you look at a more macro
Yes.
aspect, right? So that means is the Lego community shrinking?
And I had this conversation with my wife earlier, Georgiana. I just went on Facebook Marketplace for the first time in a while. And I just typed in Lego and like all modern day sets, 50% off. Used, some new, on sale compared to what they are. What's going on? And like everywhere, all within like a 10, 15 mile radius, like small, not even like in Chicago, like just in my
in your area.
It's crazy.
So how many Lego fans do you think is even in this area?
A lot. I mean,
actual Lego fans or casually?
Casually.
The thing is, like, so now that we want to think about it again in the macro aspect of it, of the community, if that is it shrinking, is it now Lego is going to have to readjust? Is making that warehouse now worth it, or is it going to hurt?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like now we're seeing all those sets that were purchased during COVID now being returned, and nobody wants them.
Right.
So is it also like too many people who are investing thinking this is worth something?
That, I mean, it's going to overlay to other hobbies too, right? So I feel like it's a cheated answer, but the answer is yes, right? Like in the short, dumbed down version, yes.
Okay.
A lot of people bought a lot of dumb things, right?
Yeah, a lot.
We all did, and we don't have room for it, or we're moving, or whatever it is. It's like, do I really need this? And I feel like a Lego space is hitting that.
Yeah, I feel
it's in that.
I feel like it's starting to stagnate.
Yes, which is it's a good and bad thing, right?
So how do you see it?
It's cheap time to buy Lego.
But then you also got to hold it. You got to organize. You got to put it somewhere, and you got to find a buyer for it.
Well, everything comes in cycles, right? Okay. I'm willing to hold on. I have the space, especially now, right?
Yeah, now you do. Yeah, I'm jealous. Looking at all the potential in here, blank canvas, all white walls.
That's it.
You have the space for it. You have the ability to hold, and that's an advantage that most people don't have. And I feel like a lot of people who do invest seriously into Lego, they have the space to put it.
Yeah.
I looked at, when I first came in, like when I found the whole, this is worth more than gold. Then I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this. So I fell into that trap too until I realized I'm not gonna sell this.
Right.
Like waiting for someone to buy on eBay is a hell of a pain.
And seller fees.
Yeah, seller fees and all kind of stuff. So my margins, like what's my true margin? Like $10.
Yeah, exactly.
I made $10 off of this. So I even opened up a brickling store like a while back, like just to see what it was like. Was
it fun?
No.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I feel like it would.
It's not my thing. So I closed it right away. I'm like, I don't want to do this. It's not fun. So what I normally do now, aside from that, if I really want the set, I'll keep it. But for the most part, a lot of my old sets just get broken down, and my kids take it, or I donate it.
Yeah.
And like it just out of sight, out of mind. And I feel like a lot of people are like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I just no space. Yeah. Again, what I said, I have 1,400 square feet.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
And what am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
Like I can only have so much space. And in the end of the day, it's causing me more harm mentally to have this hoard of stuff that I'm not using versus having an empty space and enjoying the space.
Yeah. Well, you walked into my house, right? Like,
yeah, it's a beautiful house.
I love the empty space.
Yeah, it's great.
That's what I want.
How long until you fit up?
No, it's not happening.
It's not? You sure?
I'm 100%.
So then how are you going to prevent yourself from filling up this space?
From this space?
Yeah.
That's the challenge. Mm-hmm. Because with things just coming and going, doing content, it's going to fill up. And I know that.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like breaking down the sets as you do is kind of what I've steering towards. Just because I don't need it, right?
Yeah, you don't.
It's too much. And it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
I wanted things to look good.
So you're going to curate this room more or this basement more than you will just kind of filling it?
Yes.
What's your plan? Okay, so you have all these rooms. Explain what you're going to do.
I mean, a cliche answer, right? Like I want displays. I want that when you walk down, I want the modern aesthetic Lego collection. Which is, the white backgrounds on shelving and then just not like equally spaced Lego sets. Like, so it looks good. And you're probably asking like, well, what looks good? What's enough? What's too much? It just needs to be more white walls than you see Lego.
Like, so it has to be white walls?
I've considered like doing white or black. I don't know.
I've seen it all. Like I've seen the I call them the modern YouTuber like look aesthetic, right? Well, they'll have very minimalistic Lego out, but they'll have like shelving, but you'll have plant books,
plant book,
Lego, plant books, Lego, like, in different kind of configurations. And then, other, hobbies, like, jeans, a good example of how she curates her shelves, like other fandoms into the wall. So then now it's a really eclectic, like, aesthetic that you're going off of, at the same time also kind of minimal, because you're not shoving so much of, this Lego and this Lego. It's just kind of what you want at the given time.
Right.
I've seen that on a black wall with like green plants with the hints of color from the Lego, and that looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I've also seen the white walls.
Right.
And then the only color that comes out are the Lego, and makes the Lego pop even more.
Sure.
But then they're not curated. It's just Lego.
It's just Lego.
So it's like, what would make you happy?
What would make me happy?
What would you relax in a space with a white void with a bunch of Lego sets, just kind of looking at it and be like, yeah, this is dope? Or do you want to be like comfortable knowing that you're, a friend can come down here and not feel like it's a Lego space?
This is gonna be a Lego space.
Yeah.
That would make me happy.
So white wall void.
White wall void.
There we go.
With the Lego sets, I if I look at it and I'm like, meh, I don't want it. Like, I want to be like, I love that set.
Well, yeah, why
recondo
it for sure. So for the boys?
For the boys.
Okay.
But I still want to do the city, like a smaller city. Like in the space we are in right now.
So this is the city right here.
It's gonna be a Lego train city.
Okay, why trains?
That's what's like.
Trains is a lot of room. You sure it's gonna fit here?
Well, I say here, but like at least what, 15, 20 foot?
Like what? Just 4 ovals going around in a circle?
I mean, add some texture to it, right? Like
a mountain in the middle?
Yeah. Little figure 8 actually.
Right? Is that what's happening? Do you plan on like having like a train yard, all kind of
train
stuff?
yard, the whole shebang.
Okay.
Because I love Lego trains. Like it's what kind of got me into hobby.
I saw one over there. What else do you have? Do you have any of the classics?
I have the classics. I have the Santa Fe. I have the BNSF. I have the.
Watch out! Sorry, just kidding. You want to flex some more? That's totally fine, man. I get it. You have a nice basement, and now you have all these trains that I don't have.
Santa Fe was peak.
Did you get that originally, or did you get that inheritedly, or did you get that in the aftermarket?
My wife bought it for my 21st birthday.
What a wife, man.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, I give it to her for that one. Okay, so you got the Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Is it built?
It's built.
Where is it?
It's hiding somewhere in here.
Oh,
it's in this. It's in here, under the stairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So city right here, and then what?
Well, just like Train City.
Okay,
Like
train city. Okay.
Train
then
City. YouTube studio.
Over there.
Over there. Like,
what do you plan? How do you want your studio to look?
I want collectible items.
Okay.
From Lego.
Oh, so like the beanie?
Basically.
Okay, the coasters?
No. Like
the wooden shelving you can buy on Lego.com?
Stuff that's meaningful, right? Like they sent the Fortnite collab.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The beautiful Star Wars Fortnite collab. Like that's a prize piece. Like
it is.
Very few people have that. That was a beautiful piece. It's a work of art.
It's great.
That. I love that. And then the plaque, right? The plaque's like,
because it's gonna inevitably happen. Where you're at?
It's inevitable.
90 what?
Happen. We're about to hit 90.
Oh, so you're 10K away. So how are you gonna show yourself in there?
Like how am I gonna hit it?
Yeah.
I'm streaming it. Like what do you mean?
No.
Oh.
What's your plan of getting 10K?
Oh.
Shorts?
No, continue what I'm doing.
Which is?
Live stream, videos, shorts. All 3.
See, there you go. See, all those things, to include shorts, have gotten to where you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just shorts, right?
No,
like,
you have to do everything else.
People always look at like, oh, one video got you there. No, that's false, right?
Yeah.
Like 4 years of doing, most people don't brush their teeth every day. This is always what I say. Most people don't brush their teeth every day. That's just gross, right? Gross. I've been posting every day for 4 years. Like, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Whatever, whether it's good or bad content, like doing something every day, multiple times a day. Like when I don't post or something, I freak out. I'm like, posting makes me happy.
It's like working out.
Yeah.
It's like when you don't
work out.
It's a checklist. Yeah, but it's when you don't work out, you're like, shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That is the exact feeling.
As someone who works out, right? Like you play soccer and all that kind of stuff, right? So you're used to a regiment, and then like you're used to, and there are days where you're like, oh, I don't want to do anything. But then you're like, oh, I have to. And then when you don't do it, you're like, oh, you feel guilty.
Yeah.
It just feels wrong.
But I've never not done it, right?
Yeah, you've never not done it. So you're in the same way in the Lego space as far as content creation as well.
Yeah.
I get that. I totally understand. I'm not rigorous as you as far as like trying to get like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
But I do feel, and I feel like a lot of content creators in the same boat is like, oh crap, it's been like 4 weeks since I posted something. You know what I mean? I need to post something, even if it's like quick, just so I don't feel like I'm irrelevant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want to stay relevant.
Yeah,
right?
you want to stay in people's eyes. And I feel like me personally, I think I'm doing decently in that. I'm in everyone's foothold. Like this definitely helps. It's not the same channel, but like
It helps.
it helps.
Yeah.
I think everything helps. And I think cross branding and other platforms also helps.
Yeah.
So shorts also help.
Shorts also, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hitting a new audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like say you live stream, right? Like say I'm going to post a live stream for my 100,000 subscribers, and I do it normal. Who's going to watch that? Just my audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I do it in short form.
Yeah.
Live stream on YouTube. Who's going to watch that? A bunch of new people.
And there's going to be at least 5, at least 6 people that stick around.
At least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. That's 6 more people that wouldn't have been there if you didn't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
That's what I try to like hit people with. I'm like, yes, I get it. A lot of them are empty subs and they don't even do anything, but you'll get somebody.
Yeah. I see so many comments on like my long form videos that like, hey, I found you for the boys. I love your content. But that's admirable. It's like, okay, they would have never found me.
Mm-hmm.
Like truthfully, they would have never found me, but here they are,
mm-hmm.
and they stuck around.
Yeah,
and it's countless comments.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to see more and more of those as time progresses, and I'm like, well, should I keep? I mean, that was not my goal, right? Like, it just like when I'm seeing my numbers inflate and it just don't stop. I'm like, did I break my channel?
Right.
Like Emily, because she said it too.
Yeah.
And in her episode, like, look at the plaque. You have a plaque.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
You got a plaque.
You have a plaque.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Huge congratulations, Emily.
Huge.
I watched that podcast. It was very interesting.
It was a great episode with Emily, and I thank her for getting vulnerable with stuff like that, because it is hard. Like you get on paper you make 600,000-700,000 subscribers, but you get 40,000 people watching it. So that's less than 10% sometimes, and if you were to do it in that way, it could be frustrating. Yeah. I get that. But it's just something you have to tell yourself and try to find the positives out of it. And I think she does that.
Yeah. She does a great job of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
so just follow
she has a plaque.
And she has a plaque. And you're almost there. We're so close. I'm like 70,000 away.
You're there.
Oh yeah, I'll get there eventually. Yeah. I mean, that's not the goal, but if I guess I can make it that, why not, right? I mean,
what is your goal, if you mind me asking?
Honestly, I don't have one. Like,
just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. I enjoy the process. Again, like I make content because it feeds an endorphin that I need to survive. Yeah. Right. If I don't, I get stagnant, and then I start getting depressed. Yeah. Right. So that's the motorcycle in the past was that. Fortunately, I had kids. Yeah. Can't really do it all the time. Yeah. So that's why I built Lego. But I always enjoy making content, whether that be for the motorcycle club, Lego, or whatever. Yeah. If I truly, you can definitely tell when my heart's in a video and when it's not. So the shorts, again, if it fulfills that need that I can't fulfill all the time, especially because I'm always busy. Yeah. Like I don't have the time to like sit there all day and edit. Yeah. Like my editing time's at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. every night. And sometimes when I'm too busy, I don't have that type of time. Like I just burn out. So the shorts fulfill that. And if I'm getting, wins out of it, however I want to measure that, whether that be views, comments, or subscribers, whatever I have to tell myself to keep being motivated about it, cool. And then I did a Q&A I guess in February as a filler video, like, cause I was working on a video, it's just taking too long. And, I don't see the fruits of that labor yet. Like, but I did set that I wanted by the end of this year to hit 25K. And at the time of making that video, I was at 18, 19. I'm at 30K. Yeah. Did shorts help? Hell yeah, it did. Heck yeah. Yeah. I broke the bank on that one. Is it still helping? Yeah. It hasn't slowed down since. Did I break my channel? Probably. But do I give a crap? So. Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm not trying. I didn't quit my job. Right. Like I have a good paying job that allows me to do what I'm doing now.
It's no different, right? Yeah. It's not like, oh, I just threw it away. Yeah. Like, now I'm gonna restart. No, I'm still doing what I love. Like it hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed. So if I get something out of it, like an award out of it, like when I run and get that finisher medal, the plaque is a finisher medal.
That's it.
It's not. I'm not trying to get first, second, third place.
Right. Because when you hit that plaque, what is a game over? Like
no, you
close
just
the laptop. That's it.
You keep going.
You keep going. Right.
Keep going. Like everyone I know that has a plaque, they're like, yeah, I got a plaque. You move on.
You keep going on.
It's just like another video, right? You have a successful video, you make another video. Yeah. Whether it tanks or it wins. So everyone I know that has a plaque, they look at it, they stare at it for a little bit and like take a day off, and then they keep going. Take a day off. Yeah. So like I guess putting it in how I'm looking at running now, because it's somewhat of a theme for this at this point, is that and all the runs races that I've been doing, you get a finisher medal. And now I'm addicted to getting finisher medals.
That's it.
Because it looks cool. You get like a bunch. So like, but it's like you get the finisher medal and you're like, I feel accomplished. Then you just hang it and that's it.
That's it.
So I feel
less room in the house.
Yeah.
Now.
And when I'm doing these races, I'm not sprinting the whole time. I'm at a slow, easy pace so I can survive and make it to the end, right? And I'm not getting that first, second, third place trophy or medal.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap about that.
Right.
I'm getting, I survived and I made it to the end. The plaque to me, I guess at this point, is that I survived and made it to the end. How I got there, whatever. I get paid the same. It doesn't matter. Like I don't. This is not. This income doesn't sustain my lifestyle.
Yeah.
If it did, how it would be cool. Yeah, but I'm not gonna find it like reliable in a sense. Whereas I have my normal 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm making this much money today. And I know that's going to be able to fund my hobbies and my family. Because in the end of the day, like I got to make sure they're taken care of before myself.
Right.
So I don't know. That's not a hit towards anyone that's making this full time. And I know how much money can be made doing this. And I hope anyone that is banking off of this is spending their money wisely.
Yeah. No, that's, well said. Well said, Shai.
I mean, I don't spend my money wisely, obviously, because I buy too much shit.
Here we are.
Well, I mean, I don't think that was a sound investment. It looks cool.
To be fair, that was sent.
Anyone else that bought that thing, is it a sound investment? I mean, Rex
absolutely not. I feel like that's that question that like I didn't buy it for Rex on his own, right?
Yeah.
But they really did. Right?
Yeah, but they really did.
But they really did.
I like the Venator for what it is. Like I know the ship. I like it. It looks dope. I have the Destroyer too.
That one looks better, I think.
And totally better. And it's massive.
Kind of
it's huge. Totally thick. I mean, like, it's how I like it.
Yeah.
And then, but it's a giant gray cursor.
Yeah.
This has some character and color to it.
It's got some color to it.
Yeah. So it's a lot more easy to look at. And I think it's just a beautiful set to begin with.
Yeah.
Rex is just an addition to that.
To add to that, like I brought my neighbor down here or whatever, because he's nosy neighbors, right? They want to see like what you're doing. I was like, I'm building my basement. He's like, oh, can I come take a look? I walk him down here.
Are you even friends? He just invited himself over. I'm like, hey, can I see your basement? Why?
We talk.
Okay.
We're cool like that. But
you see his basement?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
Well, he's got nothing down there yet.
Oh, okay.
So I seen his house. His whole house or whatever. But I bring him down here and like he sees the basement, right? Well, what is the first thing he sees?
Venator.
The only Lego set down here. And he goes, oh my God, is that Star Wars? Is that Lego? Like flips. Like you could like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
That made my day, by the way.
Always.
Like, that's my life.
It's the best thing ever to have someone just come and see your stuff.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And like this room is an absolute mess, right? It's mid-construction. It's clean. It's a blank slate, but
yeah, I mean,
it's a mess.
You got a lot going on right now.
The lights are all hanging.
Yeah, lights. I mean, I know that I know the stage of what's happening right now, and I hope we get past this relatively soon, so that way you can at least ease your mind that you have a space to actually start decorating.
Oh, it's been a nightmare.
Oh man, what's left? Oh yeah, what? Go back, neighbor. Sorry,
neighbor sees that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Venator, and it's like it just made my day seeing it. It just made my day, and it didn't take a Lego fan to appreciate that, right? So I can't imagine what he would say when this whole room is complete.
And you can't wait to do it.
I can't wait to do it.
Because it's a huge flex.
It's a huge flex. And like, let alone the channel, right? Like I get to share it with millions of people, which is even more beautiful. Because not only do I get to experience it, but everyone I'm subscribed or, viewers, they get to see it.
Yeah, like me. I watch it.
Yeah. And where did we start?
Yeah.
There was a pile of dirt right here. And I threw like a clone trooper in the concrete. Right?
That's right. Like, I totally forgot about that.
Dude, there's another one in this wall.
Where is it? No, not the wall. The fig. Like, do you know where he is?
He is on that far wall by the window.
Did you mark it?
I didn't mark it.
You just know it's there.
I know it's there. Okay. And there's one actually just behind this drywall, but I haven't released the video yet. Is this short?
Okay. Will it be out by the time this comes out? This is probably going to be out for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's a couple more weeks. It'll
okay, cool. Then hopefully people saw that.
Hopefully they saw it. But we started at dirt, right? Mm-hmm. And here we are. It feels good.
Yeah, you built a house.
It's a big accomplishment. Yeah, I feel
very well. I'm happy for you, man. When I thought about doing this and who I wanted to ask to do this podcast when I was here at Brickworld, I'm like, how far is Crystal from here? It's an hour. I have to see that basement.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because next time, maybe a year or 2 from now, 3 Brickworlds from now, let's see it now.
Oh my God. It'll be done. This will be done by July 1.
God damn, that's quick.
Well, this has only been a month and a half.
So by the time this video airs,
It'll be 100%.
it's done.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not going to fill it day one, right?
No, but at least
like the basement side.
yeah,
of it.
you can put a couch down here and you'll be very happy.
Absolutely.
Very happy until you run out of space.
Until that comes.
And then what?
Warehouse.
Well, you have the room. You can build another office of just storage back there
That would be ideal.
until you fill it.
Until you fill it.
And then what? For the
Warehouse.
boys.
For the boys.
For the boys, man.
For the boys.
For the boys.
The boys.
All right, dude. I don't know where this conversation went. It's kind of went everywhere, dude. You can tell I'm kind of delirious at this point. I still got to drive back to Schaumburg.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, an hour and 10 minutes. I think I can make it. Is Walmart still open? 10:20.
Yeah, they're open.
What time do they close? Are forever open?
Some are 11, some are midnight.
Okay.
Myers is open till 1, which is like a Walmart.
I just need to buy water.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
All right. So I guess any final words, thoughts, plugs, whatever.
Plugs?
I mean, you've already hit 100K by the time this season releases. So let's just say
I'm confident we hit 100K.
if you don't, hey, make sure you subscribe so that way it gets to 100K for the boys.
For the boys.
For the boys.
We'll be there.
Okay.
When you're watching, be like, what is this guy talking about? Like,
I know he already hit 100K. I was on that stream. This is totally out of date.
Yeah.
This is why I don't go a year in advance for this now.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I interrupted one time.
Subscribe.
Okay.
For the boys. That's it.
For the boys. All right. Peace.
Peace.
We're going to end it with For the Boys.
Concerned with the views of the Lego
Thanks, dude.
group,
How was
'cause we're
that?
the misfit bricks. This is what we
Yeah.
do.